Yeah, yet another break-in flight on the Quattro. And then when we get done here this morning, we're gonna do the oil change.
So nothing real special here, just another break-in flight. The idea is to run the engine at varying different RPM levels. You don't want to stay in the same place for long periods of time. Just taking care of it, being real gentle. And we're very close to our 3-hour maintenance, which consists of changing the oil, checking the belt tension, and checking or adjusting valve clearances. We'll go through all that in this video. All right, time for the oil change. Just trying to figure out a funnel or something we can use to keep it from running all over my fuel tank there. All right, so we got the, we made us a little oil catchment here out of a used quart jug. We got the oil plug loosened up. She's still warm because I just finished a break-in flight. There we go. Okay. Okay, here's our oil filter. Our spring. And our plug. There's supposed to be a magnet in there. All right, we'll take some carb cleaner and clean out our filter. Spring's wanting to get away from me. Clean off our cap. Okay, I'm not seeing any metal shavings in there or foreign debris. Okay, so our filter goes the other way like that, because otherwise it doesn't fit. All right, there we go. All right, our oil plug torque spec is 35 Newton meters. Pretty tight. Okay, we've measured out our oil here, 450 milliliters. So the 10W50 or 10W60 oil wasn't real easy for us to find. I ended up at Tractor Supply and found this Kohler generator engine oil, 10W50. None of the auto parts stores around here had it, but this is an AMSOIL product, so it's good oil. We've measured out our amount, 450 milliliters. Now we'll go ahead and refill her. .450 milliliters is a little less than half of a quart. All right, so far so good. No major mess yet. All right, let me try to get her level there. And we can see our oil sight glass. a little over halfway full. Okay, so checking our valves. We start by removing the 4 bolts that hold the cooling shroud on. This gives us access to the valve cover. There's one more bolt right in the middle that we need to take loose. So be prepared because a little bit of oil is going to come out when you take that valve cover off. Here we are checking the valve clearances. There are specific instructions in the user manual of where to set the crankshaft to check these measurements. And what Patrick's explaining there is that the cylinder needs to be in the right position for checking each of those valve clearances, the 2 top and the 2 bottom. We found that the clearances were still perfect on this one at the 3-hour maintenance. So we're going to go ahead and put it back together here. There's a trick there to get those spacers underneath. We use some rubber bands to hold those on, and they come shipped like that. Pretty good idea. Made it real easy. Tighten our breather tube clamp back down, and she's good to go. All right, guys. We're going to talk for a minute about the EOS Quattro and the startup procedure. So I'm very used to 2 strokes. And you know, when we start up a 2-stroke, we prime it up, crank it over. If it cranks over a few times and doesn't start up, we add a little bit of throttle to it. Well, this 4-stroke, you can't do that because it will kick back and very violently. And what that does is it eats the gears off of your starter Bendix. So I found out the hard way, and I ruined the gears on my starter Bendix. I spoke to Joe at Hampton Roads Paragliding, and he gave me some tips. Number 1, they don't even use the choke on it. It's not that cold here. He said don't even worry with using the choke. And this carburetor, it's a float bowl carburetor, and it has an accelerator pump. So what we do to start it up is we'll prime it until the ball gets solid. That means the bowl is full on the carburetor. Then we'll take the throttle and we'll squeeze it 4 or 5 or 6 times to shoot a little bit of fuel into there. At that point, we can go ahead and use the electric starter. Now, I don't have an electric starter right now because I'm waiting for the new one. But that's okay. I would rather have this happen to me than happen to one of my customers. So we're going to make sure this video gets out there and people know the starting procedure. So that's for electric start. Now, also, when the electric starter quit, I tried pull starting it, and it kicks back the same way and jerks it out of your hand. So with the engine, it had a solid pull handle on there like a Briggs & Stratton, a hard plastic. And that thing pulls so hard that it hurts. It'll break your wrist or your fingers. It kicks back very violently. Always to find top dead center. Hear that click right there, that clank? That's top dead center. And what that sound is the unloader opening up, so it takes the load off of it. So once you've done all that stuff and you found top dead center, clear prop. Up here. There's top dead center. Clear prop. Starts up really easy. Really easy, even with pull start. No choke. Top dead center. Clear prop. Here's the problem. I can't hold the camera and the throttle at the same time. Top dead center, clear prop. All right. Okay guys, once I figured out the correct starting procedure, this is a very easy to start engine. Even using the pull start, it starts on the first or second pull almost every time. The guys at the factory in Austria have been very helpful. They had a replacement starter to me in 3 days after I called them. Very good communication. Very happy with the engine so far. We'll continue the testing. We're going to be doing some sound level testing with the decibel meter, comparing this to some other engines. We're going to do some thrust testing and other things. We're going to compare this to the popular Moster 185 and Cosmos 300, and it seems to be somewhere in the middle for a lot of those categories. But thanks for watching. Hit me up in the comments if you guys have any questions or you want to find out something else about the engine or the paramotor. We'll have these on foot launch and wheel launch paramotors in the very near future, almost immediately. So hit us up, guys. Gorilla's out.